Healthcare Institute as one of the requirements for the LDR class, LDR 620. My name is Daniela Bulmini, and I am the Acting Director of Education of Accor Healthcare Institute. And I will be introducing to you who the company is, who the organization is, what is its mission statement, the stakeholders, and what we can do in order to achieve certain goals that have been proposed by several members in the school. So Accor Healthcare Institute mission statement is to provide quality and affordable education to people who is interested in attending or getting certified in the programs of nursing assistant or aide in the state of Arizona, caregiving certificate, phlebotomy technician, and electrocardiogram technician. This school is a trade school, so it's not a college education, but it is for those who are interested in graduating as a technical, with a technical degree in areas that can help in the medical or nursing field or allied health. The stakeholders analysis, we will be working with the identification of the stakeholders, work with the power of those stakeholders, and understanding who they are and how they can better serve the organization and how the organization can better serve them. For that, we have the school personnel, and those are the principals, the program directors, our ANs that work directly with each program, nurses, faculty, and staff. Then we have the school partners, and then can be the YMCA, the City of Phoenix, the Maricopa County, ACYR, the Career Success High School and different high schools that are located nearby the school. Then we have government agencies. The school works with several of them: Board of Nursing, Arizona Private Post-Secondary Education, the Arizona Board of Caregivers, the Department of Health Services, and so on. Then we have the student population. Then we have different trade associations, for example, the Arizona Healthcare Executives, Arizona Women in Healthcare Education, Windsor Facilities, and so on. And then the general public. And that will be, for example, lenders, banks, suppliers, advisory groups, and interest groups that we work with. So why is this strategic plan necessary? For that question, we have to analyze the SWOT analysis. And for that, we have to determine the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats Accor Healthcare Institute goes through or has to pursue. So, for example, the strengths are the bright commitment, the faculty, and the excellent work experience that those students have with the nurses that are in the facility. Then also strong, trusted board members that work with us, good network and healthcare association contracts. We do have the opportunity to send our students to do clinical hours, and that is through different organizations that have been working in the city for several years, working with government and nonprofit organizations. Those are the strengths Accor has. Then what are the weaknesses, internal and execution? We have, for example, the lack of income diversification. We have no significant assets as a company. We lack IT investment. The computers that we have been working, they most likely have about 6 to 10 years old. And the training for part-time faculty and office personnel is crucial. Some of the opportunities that we have: external environment, for example, alignment with other healthcare facilities to send our students after graduation to find employment, the increase in marketing efforts through the city, through the Maricopa County, through social media, create awareness of the nursing assistance caregiving services. There is a shortage of those services here in the state of Arizona, and it is important that different facilities notice that we teach those specific careers and that we need to get the word out so those students have the exposure that they need. And the threats, for example, an stagnant reimbursement. Accor Healthcare haven't been raising its tuition for the training since 2010. So really right now we are going through the 9th year of the same cost and tuition. completing new similar programs in the Metro Phoenix area, competing new similar programs in the Metro Phoenix area. The Board of Nursing has constant changes. By the way, they change the 1st of February of every year. They change policies and regulations for the nursing programs. They reduce state funding through educational programs and the National Economic Recovery, which brings in less people every year to the school. It is said that the better the economy does, the worse the school performs, and that is the reality what we see in here. So how we can accomplish those? So we did create a strategy map for aligning the goals or cause and effect. And if we start from the bottom, we will see that we have learning and growth goals. And you can see that we have the promotion of courses, attending mandatory meetings, and cultivating a culture of diversity in the school. We do have several students that come in from Africa, from South America, from the US, different states, Mexico, Europe. So we have a map here in the front office where we have the pins of every country, and literally we have been having students from all over the world. How we do that? By creating internal business processes, and those goals will be create a good rapport with suppliers and lenders, maintain a tuition at the lowest possible cost, and we have been doing that for 9 years without any raises, and offering more class closure with a variety of according to the market request and growth. For that, for example, you can see that we have the promotion of the courses, and then from here you go to customer goals, which is going to be, for example, building and maintaining a good relationship with the students, the parents, and the organization who ultimately pay for those students' tuitions. And then we can increase with that the number of students, because most of the time the students that we are going to have are coming because somebody else referred them. And if we go step by step, we will be seeing that we have different guidelines to achieve those goals and how those can actually work for the school. What are the tactics and that we can use in order to achieve those goals? We will have different tactics. We have management tactics and strategic meetings that we can set those goals for each of the stakeholders, for each department and the institute in general. We have the application of managerial decision-making methods. We have a better understanding on what the business function is and how that's going to be impacted in the plan. And we also have a leadership strategy that will foster team collaboration among all the staff members, the stakeholders, and the people that work here at the school with us. How we can communicate? We have 2 ways of communication. We have the formal and the informal. For the formal plan, we can use the channels, for example, on face-to-face meetings, which we do every 2 weeks with instructor nurses, program coordinators, the staff here at the front, the receptionist, the one that answers the phone when students or parents or different institutions have questions, through letters, through emails, and also through cards. We also do attend different fairs, for example, high school fairs or other community college fairs, because the tuition for a course is very inexpensive. And the informal communication channel will be connecting emotionally with the stakeholders. And for that, we hold here at the school once a month, for example, potlucks or free pizza day or donut morning for those who attend CPR and first aid classes in the morning. So we feed them, we have coffee always available, we have a place where the stakeholders, for example, in this case, the students can come into the school, have a microwave, have a refrigerator, have cold water, have a series of things that they can actually come into the school and serve themselves and use the facility as if it is their own home. Listen when they speak. So if somebody has a complaint or has a problem, something that somebody in the school can help them. For example, we have the nurses that bring in clothes when they have interviews, and also, for example, shoes and bus passes if the meeting that they have, for example, for an employment meeting, that they interview, that they can get to that facility or to that meeting and have a good timing for the interview, and also respond positively to new ideas, even if they are not suitable for the institution right away. Sometimes an idea can bring in another one, and then we can actually work with those ideas, and the students or the nurses, they always feel like welcome when they can share new ideas and we can put them in practice. How we will evaluate that performance? With internal consistency, with consistency with the environment, with the appropriateness of available resources, with different degree risks, with appropriate time, and see in reality if those goals can work for the institution. So with that, we always try to remember all the stakeholders that when you are ready for a new career, you can get a quality education at a core healthcare institute. It is a pleasure speaking with you, and if you have any questions, I am available to answer them, and more than happy to help you and answer any questions that you might have in relation to what the goals for a court are.